Welcome back to another Professional Picks college basketball video. We're currently 13-9 on the year, and we're going to be looking to get a few videos out this week to kind of catch up for last week. And please make sure you guys like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. And also follow us at Profit of Picks if you're looking for some more of our bets, since that it's our other form of getting these plays out to you guys. But we're going to make this a shorter video. Got a couple game previews and bets, including today and the following days leading up to the weekend. As always, we have our partnership with Prize Picks. You can see there on the left, they'll match your first deposit of up to $100 using our promo code PROPICKS. You guys should definitely take advantage of this. That's $100 free to play around with. See if you like the app. Check out some of their promos. It's definitely a profitable way of sports wagering. Just a little bit how it works. You have a flex play. If one of your legs misses, you make some of your money back, or on 3 legs plus, you'll actually still profit if one of your legs misses. And then the parlay or the power play is your traditional parlay. This app is usable in Texas, Florida, California, betting illegal states. And they even have promos such as the Taco Tuesday, which they did last night, and they cut the amount of points that Kevin Durant had to score down, and that hit. So you guys should definitely take advantage of this app. Just try it out. If you don't like it, take your money out. Once again, the promo code is PROPICKS there on the left. Then just a quick Twitter shout out. These were our 3 plays yesterday. We went 2 for 1. Surprisingly enough, all the home teams hit. They were all also underdogs. Just something to pay attention to that seemed to happen at an extremely high rate this year. I don't think that trend will continue, but there's a lot of variability. The dominant teams the top teams this year aren't as dominant. With all the transfers going around, there's a lot of really good, solid teams, and it'll probably take a little while for them to figure out their roles, their rotations. And I think the home court advantage is going to be a little bit more important early on in the year. But our first game we're looking at today, this is going to be at 6:15 tonight, and it's Louisville plus 3.5 at Michigan State. I think this line is extremely accurate. I originally saw Louisville plus 5, and I really like that line. But now at plus 3.5, it's about even, factor in the home court advantage for Michigan State. And when you look at the amount of points per game each team averages, points allowed, rebounds, assists, field goal percentage, pretty much everything, these teams are about even. Really hard to draw a significant difference between both of these two clubs, but they both get solid guard play. Louisville has their transfers coming in with Jared West and Mason Faulkner. Also, Noah Locke is the leading scorer for Louisville, 3-point shooter from Florida. So lots of new faces in the backcourt for Louisville. And then their front court is all returners, a little bit more experience, a lot of size and athleticism. And I think that's the really unique part about Louisville. And they honestly kind of have the same outlook as Michigan State. Tyson Walker from Michigan State, a little bit more of a defensive-minded point guard. Scores here and there, hasn't exactly been as great of a scorer as we might have expected, but that could always change throughout the season. And then Gabe Brown has really taken that leader role for Michigan State. There was a lot of talk about it at the beginning of the season, but I was interested to see if he would actually take over that role with a voice, start taking more shots, and just being a little bit more assertive on the offensive end. So I know this analysis is a little bit wishy-washy, but I think a defensive game, all hard-nosed, grinded out. I think Michigan State can cover at home, but just kind of talking about how these underdogs have been coming out with wins. I think Michigan State's ranked a little bit highly. They moved up to 22 after beating UConn, who's also a very good team, but I don't know if UConn's any better than Louisville. And for that reason, if I have to have a lean on this game, I'm going to take Louisville plus the 3.5. I think these teams are about as close as it can get in comparison to talent, size-wise, just about every factor. So I think this game could go down to the very last possession. Both two of the games last night were tight till the very end. That Syracuse game went to double OT. I could see this game being played along the same lines. So I'm still going to take Louisville plus the 3.5 here, but I would not be surprised if Michigan State just completely shuts down Louisville. If this game's low scoring, Michigan State's going to take over, and you can see the line there. 136.5 is pretty low for two highly regarded teams. The other game for tonight, we got Michigan at North Carolina. Pretty much another ranked matchup. This will be North Carolina's first real big home game under Hubert Davis, and this is another very even matchup. Two teams that rely heavily on their front court presence with Armando Bacot and Hunter Dickinson. I think Dickinson has a little bit of an advantage just size-wise over Bacot. And that could really hurt North Carolina because he's their leading scorer. If Dickinson can win that matchup, I think that really just decides who gets the upper hand in this game. And playing in the home court advantage, North Carolina is still plus 2.5. We saw that in both instances last night where I took the plus 2.5 home underdog. They both won. So for that reason, I'm going to take North Carolina plus the 2.5 at home. I could see Hunter Dickinson winning that post matchup, but with Dawson Garcia, the Marquette transfer, he's been playing great lately. I think he wins the matchup against Brandon Johns. Caleb Love is playing much better than last year. He shot terribly from the field, shot somewhere in the 30% range, but he's starting to play like that top prospect that he was supposed to be. So I give him the upper hand over Eli Brooks. I know Eli Brooks has been playing great, but he's still just not assertive enough for me. It's probably some biased as an Illinois fan, but Michigan has 2 losses now early. They lost to Seton Hall. And I just think them going on the road at North Carolina is going to be a very, very tough game for them. North Carolina had a somewhat competitive loss to Purdue. They were down the whole time, but I just think that North Carolina is going to bounce back. Hubert Davis wants his first signature win, and getting plus money at home for a ranked team, no matter the matchup, especially a downwards trending Michigan, I'm going to take the points for North Carolina. And then this game is actually tomorrow. Not very many good games on the Thursday slate, but this one was worth mentioning for me because Oregon State's 1-6. It's either in the graphic. Ethan Thompson, he left the program, and he was their best player last year, but they still made a March Madness run, and they have plenty of those players back this season. They're still projected about middle of pack, back half in the Pac-12, and everybody had Cal at the very bottom of the Pac-12. I don't think we should put too much emphasis onto these early games. Obviously, Oregon State's been bad at 1-6, but everybody had Cal at the very bottom of the Pac-12. And I don't think we should buy too much into Oregon State playing terribly and Cal playing a little bit less terribly. I think Oregon State goes into Cal, gets the win here. If you get this plus money, I would definitely take it. Not a very interesting matchup, so not going to go any more into that one. And then on Friday, we have a very good matchup between Kansas and St. John's. The line I would take this up to, so I would probably take Kansas up to about -6 here. They beat Michigan State on opening night without Jalen Wilson, one of their best players. He's back now and played very well in their last matchup. This Kansas team is stacked. They're just getting better, and they have the size advantage over St. John's. St. John's can really light it up. Julian Champagny and Posh Alexander, both two very high scoring players for St. John's, but mostly Champagny. But I think Ochai Agbaji really matches up well with him. I think he could, if that matchup can end up in just about close to even, or if Agbaji can win that matchup, then Kansas runs away with this game. They have the size advantage, and I pretty much give them the talent advantage at about every other position besides Posh Alexander for St. John's. So I would take Kansas up to about -5, -6. They're at St. John's, but they're just too big. They're too skilled, and they're continuing to improve every game so far. And then our last game, Iowa at Purdue. Iowa's played great so far, haven't lost yet. Both the Murray brothers are really going crazy this year. Keegan Murray, especially, you can see they're averaging almost 25, 9 boards. And then you pair him with Bohannon, the McCaffreys, Toussaint's doing a good job just controlling the ball like we predicted going into the year. But Purdue has way too much size over Iowa in this game. If you're going to rely on Philip Rebraca to stop Zach Edey and Travion Williams, you're going to be in for a long day. Keegan Murray will do a pretty good job, but the sheer size and just depth of this Purdue team is going to take over. Plus, they're at Mackey Arena. I'm going to expect another big line for this game. Probably see Purdue around -9, although Iowa's undefeated. And the way Purdue's been playing so far, I would take Purdue up to -10, -11. They've been completely controlling games, grabbing the lead early, and then just dominating the paint. And then, of course, you still have you have Jaden Ivey, the lottery pick. Sasha Stefanovic has been shooting exceptionally well from three. Purdue's hitting on all cylinders. I think they're the best team in college basketball right now. I'll give them the slight edge over Gonzaga. And I'll take them with the points or minus the points against this Iowa team that's a little overperforming early in the season. So that's our picks and our game previews for today and leading up to the weekend. We're actually going to have another video out for our game previews on Saturday. Let me know in the comments what you guys are taking, and if you guys are fading or telling me any other games you're interested in or any other games you would like to see for Saturday. And as always, I wish you guys good luck this week, and just stay tuned on Twitter because I'll probably still be posting some other plays on there. There's just going to be games that are not as highly anticipated and you guys might not want to see a preview for, but that doesn't mean you can't make money on that game. But good luck this week, guys.